guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday, April the 21st. My name is Erica Nicole. If you are new here, welcome. So you guys, super exciting time for your girl. So I made my 1-year Microloc anniversary on April the 14th. And you guys, like, the time has just flown by and I could not be happier with my journey. So happy with the progress of my hair. I absolutely love my loctician. Like, it's just been beautiful. It's been quite the experience and the process, but we're here at year 1, and I wanted to go ahead and make this video and just go ahead and just share some of my journey with you guys, some of the products that I use, and what the process has looked like for me thus far. So like I said, I got my my Microlocs were established on April the 14th. I decided to go with medium-sized Microlocs. I had done some really extensive research because if you are new here, this is not my first time being locked. So the first time I had gotten sister locks, and I had like 12, 14 inches of hair. And so gotten the sister locks, had those for about a year. And you guys, I just decided that I was not happy with the size of them. They were just too small for my liking. And silly me, instead of me combining and going through all of that, because it was a very expensive establishment. I want to say for that establishment, I paid like $1,400. And I thought that that's what I wanted. And so I went on ahead and got that done and had them for a year. And I decided that that was not what I wanted and decided to do another big chop. At that point in time, that was probably like big chop number 4 or 5 since I've been natural. I've been on this natural journey now for 15, 16 years. So it's been a while. It's been a good while. I was a loose natural, of course, before getting locked. So I went on ahead and did the big chop and kept it cut short for quite some time. And then I decided that I missed my locks, and I said, okay, Erica, this time we are going to be fully sure of what it is that we want to do with our hair, because like, we're just not going to just keep spending money like this. Just go ahead and do extensive research on the loctician, the size, check out their work, just all the things, right? And so after doing all my research, I decided that I wanted to get a medium-sized Microlocs. And I absolutely love the size as they've been growing out. I'm liking the way that they are thickening up. And so I let my hair grow out of the shortcut for just a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot of growth. When I did decide to go ahead and make my appointment, went and had the consultation, my hair was 4 inches long, so really, really short. Did the consultation, made the appointment, and went in and had the establishment done. What I can say is that this time around, I think one of the reasons why I am embracing this journey a lot more is because I started out with shorter hair. And starting out with longer hair the first go around, it formed different. And I did hear a lot of women that have said that when you do your locks from shorter hair, that the hair locks up differently, and they're right. So I can speak from both ends on having long hair and being locked versus having shorter hair and locking up. And I definitely feel like having the shorter hair has given me better results. And I also feel like my hair is in the budding process as well. And so I'm going to insert some pictures at the end of this video so that you guys can see what that process has looked like for me and my hair. But it's just been amazing. And so I went on ahead and locked my hair, and I stayed with the young lady that established my locks. I probably went to her for maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 of my retightening appointments, and then decided to go ahead and move on from her. And I'm with my loctician that I have currently. Her name is Claire. I actually have 2 locticians. So her and another young lady, they have a salon, and they both use the same retightening technique. And so sometimes I'll go there, and Claire, when she's doing my retightenings, it will be just her sometimes, or I'll have both of them doing my retightening, but their work is the same. So my locks are not, you know, one part of my head is not looking one way versus the other. Like, their technique is exactly the same. And so they do utilize the 3-point rotation on my locks. I personally have no desire to learn how to retighten my own locks. None at all. For me, that is a part of self-care. It's going and paying someone to maintain my locks for me. They're healthy. They do an amazing job. They have me in and out. It only takes 2 hours, anywhere from like an hour and a half to 2 hours for me to get my hair retightened, which I think is amazing. And that's another one of the reasons too, you guys, why I wanted to go ahead and have the medium-sized Microlocs versus the super tiny ones, is because when I go and get my hair retightened, I'm not trying to be in the salon all day like that. No, ma'am. that does not work for me and for what I have going on and my time schedule and just all those things. Like, I have a pretty busy life, you know, just having a personal life and with my work schedule. So that was another reason why getting this size was more fitting for what I have going on. Plus, I like the way that they look. I like the look of them a lot better than the really small ones. And so I'll go and see Claire. My retightening appointments range from anywhere from like maybe 5 to 6 weeks. The last time I went and I rescheduled, I go back on, excuse me, on Saturday, May the 11th for my retightening. And that's going to put me at about the 8-week mark from the last time that I had my hair retightened. One thing about me is that I definitely will not go past the 8-week mark. Like, that's just way too much. My hair and the texture of my hair is curly, and at the roots, my hair tends to want to marry a lot, like the locks like to marry. And so once I wash my hair, I need to be going to see my loctician like that same day. I can't even wash my hair the day before and sleep on it, because my roots will just be too tangled up. And when my hair becomes like that, it's really painful to get the retightening. So the 5-6 week mark has, you know, seemed to be the perfect time frame for me with my retightening. So I go like every 5 to 6 weeks. Like I said, I go back on May the 11th, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You guys, when I get my hair retightened, like, you cannot tell me anything. Like, it is just the best feeling in the world. It looks so good. I'm able to just run my fingers through my hair without, you know, them getting snagged, and they do a really, really good job. So if you are looking for a loctician, let me know, and I don't mind sharing their information. I am here in the Dallas Metroplex area. And so, yeah, if you are looking for someone, they are accepting new clients. And like I said, I don't mind sharing their information. They are located in the Carrollton area. So, so that covers my retightening schedule. As far as my wash routine, the shampoo that I use is the Suave Daily Clarifying Shampoo. I get this from Target. It is the family size. And you guys, this stuff works wonders. I absolutely love it and I highly recommend it. I don't follow like super strict rules when it comes to my hair. So when I wash my hair, one of the things that I do is I continue to band my hair. So I'll gather my hair up and put it in different sections and I band my hair with rubber bands. I use the plastic ones, not the rubber ones. I get those from Dollar Tree. You can get like a pack of 100 or 200, something like that. I just get like 2 packs from Dollar Tree and they last me forever. And so I band my hair and I do not dilute the shampoo. I pour the shampoo directly on my scalp because that really is my focal point, is cleansing my scalp. And I'll wash my hair twice with the Suave Clarifying shampoo. So a lot of women that have sister locks or micro locks, they will dilute the shampoo and mix it in a water bottle like this with water, half shampoo, but I don't. I never have. I just make sure that I wash the shampoo out of my hair really good, and I have not had any issues, you guys. But again, that's what works for me, and you know, to each his own, and I will continue to do that. Even though I am at the 1-year mark, I will continue to band my hair because my ends are still loose. So as you can see, I still have curly ends, and so my ends have not closed yet. They are still open and they're still loose, but being on that I do have the curly ends, that does help to, you know, keep them from unraveling. So I will continue to band my hair probably up until I get to like the 2-year mark before I start just washing it loose. Yeah, I have to protect my investment. Oh, that's another thing that I forgot to mention. So for the micro locks, for this second establishment, and the length that I had, like I said, I got them done with 4 inches of hair. I paid $900 for my establishment. I forgot to mention that. I think that's really important. So that way, if you are considering locks, just kind of like a rough idea of what to expect. Of course, the longer that your hair is, the more that it's going to cost. And then, it just also depends on the type of locks that you're getting, whether it's sister locks, micro locks, traditional locks, like all of that plays a factor. So yes, I paid $900 for my establishment. For my retightenings, I pay $100 and how much is it? Because before I leave, I have to pay the deposit, which is $25. And then when I go for my appointment, I pay $125, and plus I tip her as well. So when it's all said and done, I pay like $150 for my retightenings, which is not bad. I don't think it's terrible. Because like I said, they do a really good job, and I go like every 6 weeks for the most part. So that is definitely one thing to consider, is the cost when getting your hair locked, and just making sure that you're able to maintain the maintenance, because it does cost a pretty good penny, I think. But I also feel like, in comparison to when I was a loose natural and I was going to get my hair braided and doing all those things, like it all kind of balances out to be the same. I don't have to invest in a lot of products. The only products that I use is the shampoo that I just showed you. I have my water bottle here, and there is nothing but pure water in this bottle. I don't mix it with like any what is that a lot of them use, like that rose water, stuff like that. Like I just use plain water, and then when I need to use oil on my scalp, which is mainly along the perimeter, because my perimeter gets a little dry. I'll just, you know, brush my locks back, finger comb them back, and then I'll run the oil up alongside the perimeters and just kind of like just rub it in. But the two oils that I like to use is the grapeseed oil. It is 100% pure grapeseed oil. I just ordered this from off of Amazon, and it lasts me forever, you guys. I absolutely love this stuff because it's super light. And then the other oil that I like to use is this jojoba oil. It is the certified organic jojoba oil, and I got this off of Amazon as well. The jojoba oil is going to be a little bit more pricier than the grapeseed oil, but I absolutely love it. It works wonders in my hair, and my scalp seems to love those two oils as well. I never put the oil directly on my locks. My hair tends to kind of make its own oil, and for me, I have not found that to be necessary just yet. We're just coming out of the cold, you know, winter months, and even during that time frame, I did not feel a need to have to apply oil directly to my locks. I would if I need to, but I haven't. So yeah, I just use the oil on my scalp, and that is the oil that I like to use. And so along my edges, guys, like my grays are coming in like crazy. And so I will use this permanent dye. It's the Garnier. And I don't use it all over my locks. I only use it along the edges where I'm graying at, because I'm not ready to embrace the salt and pepper look yet. But I like to get number 11, which is the blackest black. And it has worked wonders. I only apply it, like I said, to the edges. I don't work it throughout my locks. I have no desire to do that. But for the way that I'm using it, and as often as I'm using it, it has not interfered with you know, the growth or the health of my hair. So that has been fine. I only apply that dye like maybe once every 5 to 6 months. So basically just twice a year, which is not bad at all, because like I said, I'm just not ready to embrace it to that degree just yet. But you guys, that is basically all that I had to cover with you all on my Microlocs. And as you can see, it's very low maintenance, which is one of the reasons why I love having my hair locked. And can I also just talk about the self-esteem boost, just that confidence booster? Like, it hits different, ladies, when your hair is locked. It just does. And those that know and that get it, get it. It's just, it's a different vibe. It's a different feel. And I love it here. I absolutely love it here. So if you are thinking about locking your hair, do your research. Make sure that that's something that you are ready to commit to. But this is your sign. This is your sign, sis. Go ahead and lock your hair. Like I said, do the necessary research. Make sure that you find someone that knows what they're doing, number one, and that can help to maintain the health of your locks, because that is going to be super, super important. Also, someone that has good energy and just has a good vibe, good spirit about themselves. I think that that's really important as well. I absolutely adore Claire. She's just such a sweetheart, and she's super accommodating. And yeah, she creates a really good experience for me when I go to see her. So drop down in the comment section. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and add in the pictures so that you can see my process thus far. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.